Hi, it's Miss Thompson, and this is me learning how to screencast and teach via that. So expect a couple of interesting situations, I guess. All right, so we're going to be talking about the cell cycle mitosis. I'm going to record two videos. One is going to go over the cell cycle, and the other one will go over mitosis. I'm just splitting these up because it kind of helps with the flow. Let's get in. Let's get started. Okay, that's not going to work. Oh, there we go. So, the first up is the cell cycle. This is kind of like the lifetime or the life cycle of the cell. It continues to go around and around without cellular death being considered. Kind of like how we wake up in the morning, do our daily things, we go to sleep, wake back up in the morning to do our things again. The cell works like that. There are two sections that it's usually split up into. One is interphase. If you remember from that amoeba sister videos when we were talking about meiosis back in genetics, interphase is that largest unit of the cell cycle. It encompasses everything except for that wedge right there. So all this stuff, all of this is interphase. That's the largest phase of the cell, and the cell's kind of doing cell things during that. Then this wedge here is when we're doing mitosis. And you've got the sliver of cytokinesis in here. That entire thing is the cell cycle. Right now, we're not going to be talking about this wedge here that includes mitosis and cytokinesis, known as cell division. Instead, we're just going to focus on interphase. All right? So, again, we're not going to be talking about mitosis or cell division, which is right here. We're not talking about that right now. We're just going to talk about interphase. Interphase is the largest phase of the cell cycle. It starts here at this beige color, and it goes all the way around to the screen. So, starts at the beige, goes all the way around to the green. It is split into three sections: the G1 phase, the S phase, and the G2 phase. During interphase, the cell is going to grow, replicate DNA, and do the day-to-day things that it needs to do. During G1, it is going to grow. When a cell divides, which means it's coming out of cytokinesis here, the dog just knocked over the recycling bin again for the fourth time today. Yay for puppies! Alright, I'm sorry for that loss of concentration. So usually cells are coming right out of cytokinesis before they enter G1, right? Well, when it comes out of cytokinesis, it's a small little cell. It's only big enough to be a cell, but it's not big enough to do most of its functions. So in G1, the first one is for first, G, growth, the first growth phase, it's going to get bigger. It's got to be a big cell that can do all of its cell things. Once it gets big enough, yay, now it can do our day-to-day functions. If this is a stomach cell, then it might be secreting stomach acid. If it is part of the intestinal cells, it might be cilia that are absorbing nutrients in your body, doing its day-to-day stuff. S is synthesis, DNA synthesis and replication. This is when we get that full amount of DNA we need in order to be able to do mitosis. So DNA synthesis and replication, this is when we're using our DNA, making more DNA. S here stands for synthesis. Then we have the G2 phase. Like G1, G stands for growth, 2 stands for second. This is the second growth phase. Here we're growing again, but we're growing in order to prepare for mitosis. So the cell is going to have to get bigger. The reason it has to get bigger is because it's going to need to be able to split in half in mitosis. Because if you look, we leave G2 and we're going to go into mitosis. So the cell has to grow and get ready to go into mitosis because that's the next thing that's going to happen. Okay, and then that will take us into mitosis. I'm going to make a separate video for mitosis. So, interphase. Why don't you sketch out in your notes real quick something similar to this picture, where you have the cell cycle and you've got G1, S, and G2. Include something similar to this, a brief description about what each phase is. Go ahead and do that before you watch mitosis.